Hello everyone. Today in this video we will be covering thermal cracking and we will introduce free radical substitution and the processes related to it. Now thermal cracking, first of all, for our syllabus, it is used to mainly produce ethene. Okay, so factories and industries use thermal cracking to produce ethene mostly, among other products. Another condition is that there must be high temperature and moderate pressure, okay, to carry out thermal cracking. Now, a very important point is that air must be absent, there must be no air present, and there must be steam present in this reaction. That is the only way that thermal cracking can take place, okay. Now, examples of this are given. You can see that there is a 12 carbon alkane over here that is being heated with steam 800 degrees Celsius and in absence of air, and it is producing ethene and hexane. This is visible, right? Now, one more way that this can be carried out is that if we have the same 12 carbon alkane, it is producing octene and butene, and a third product is also getting received, which is hydrogen gas, right? Now, why hydrogen gas is being produced? Hydrogen gas will be a cracking product when the other two products are alkenes. Usually we were getting one alkane and one alkene, but now we are getting two alkenes and hydrogen gas. So that is the only case in which hydrogen gas comes into play. Okay, so this is the overall concept of thermal cracking. Okay, now one more type of cracking related to our syllabus is lab scale cracking. How exactly all of this is taken in labs. Okay, so this is the diagram of lab scale cracking. Okay, now in this you can see that we have a hard glass boiling tube over here, which has mineral wool over here with liquid paraffin. What is paraffin? Paraffin is an alkane. It is a very large chained alkane. Okay, so it is an alkane that is soaked into the wool, and that is heated to basically, it is heated to get cracked, and these porcelain chips are soaked in aluminium oxide or silicon dioxide. Basically, these two catalysts are added to these porcelain chips, and when the alkane, the paraffin, is heated across this, it will be cracked. So we get our cracking products over here. Okay, and when it goes through this entire delivery tube, we will get the product gas over here, and the product gas will be an alkene, mainly ethene. Okay, so this is the entire concept of lab scale cracking. Okay, now why this Bunsen valve is over here? This Bunsen valve is over here to prevent the water from getting sucked back into the hot boiling tube, so that the water cannot go back like this. Okay, because that would sort of ruin our experiment. So this is the entire structure of the lab scale cracking diagram, and you need to know how it works. Okay, now moving on to free radical substitution. Now there are some points to remember about free radical substitution before we move on to the actual reaction mechanism. Now, free radical substitution is a photochemical reaction. That means that it requires light to take place, and more specifically it requires UV light, ultraviolet light. Now, what happens in homolytic fission is that in free radical substitution is that homolytic fission occurs. What is homolytic fission? Homolytic fission occurs when each electron is given to each atom when a bond is broken, and we will be looking into this in the next slide. Okay, and as a result of homolytic fission, free radicals are produced. Okay, now what exactly a free radical is? It is a species with an unpaired or single electron. Okay, now we will be looking into this, then it will start to make sense. The overall reaction that we will be covering in free radical substitution is this. We can see that an alkane is getting reacted with a halogen, chlorine, under UV light, and that is producing a halogenoalkane and hydrogen chloride, right? So this is the overall reaction that we'll be doing, and more specifically we will be covering the mechanism of this reaction in the next video. Thank you.